What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade video. Alright guys, we made some splashes this morning with the video that I put out regarding the Megumi release and not Yuta. And then the second part of the topic is really what I want to talk about again, because I saw a lot of the community kind of split on this decision, and then I had a lot of people DMing me, whether it's content creators or people from the community telling me, hey man, thanks for sticking up on this topic. And then I went through the comment sections, of course, like I always do, and just responded to some things. And I think this is a very important topic to bring up, especially for us as players and for people who are consumers and spenders. And this topic really goes down to the fact that I said the fact that there's no pity is a problem. Okay? And a lot of people either agreed completely or completely disagreed. And I want to just say this wholeheartedly. I want this game to succeed. I do, because as somebody who's a content creator, the success of a game is a success of my channel, right? So I never want a game to ever do poorly. Right, but at the same time, if you know anything about me or if you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. I hold no punches back. For me, everyone in the community matters more than the company that makes the game. Because at the end of the day, I'm looking out for me and I'm looking out for you. And here's my problem. Here's my dilemma. When I saw some of the comments, some people were like, oh, Payne, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly okay not to have a pity. Oh, no, there is a pity, actually. It's 250 tickets, so technically you can get a unit for free. The problem here, you guys have to understand, is when I make videos like this, I don't do it to stir up trouble. I do it to make things aware to the community and for the community to band together and hopefully make a change. And believe it or not, games that I cover, Solo Leveling Arise for prime example one, which is the main one on my channel, when we make complaints, the devs hear us, and I promise you the next patch there is a solution to the problem that the community communicates, whether it's us complaining or the Korean side of the game complaining. They hear us. And it's like, you need that level of commitment to your consumer, you need that level of commitment to your players, and I think that this is no exception. I think everybody needs to kind of band together on this one. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not being unreasonable here, right? And the reason why I'm not being unreasonable here is because the level of content that is coming out versus the amount of banners that's coming out doesn't make sense. All we're getting is events with a banner, and it's been 1 week, guys. We've got 3 banners. 3 banners in 1 week. Tell me the last time you know of a game. I don't know any that does that. I've never seen a gacha do that. I don't care if they're playing catch-up. If you play catch-up, you know what you need to do? You also need to provide the same amount of resources for that level of time that you're catching up on to allow people to enjoy the game the way they do. This is a gacha. By all means, a gacha is mostly about the summoning aspect if the content doesn't match up to the quality that people are looking for. And like I said in my video, and I meant it, the quality of content in this game is not that high. It's not a very strong quality game in terms of its content. It's a turn-based RPG. And what do you want to do in a turn-based RPG? You team build. In order to team build, you got to use units that will allow you to do that. In order to get those units, you need to summon, right? And so 2 problems come with that. Number 1, the lack of resources. People said, oh, Payne, you have plenty of cubes. You got 40,000 almost. Yeah, but it takes 75 to guarantee a unit. And then after that, once things dry up, what do when there's no story mode to get cubes and these events are only giving limited time? And these events give you what? 1 or 2 tickets? 1 or 2, 3. Let's be more realistic. 3 or 4 tickets per event, and it takes how many to summon a unit, right? So when I make these videos, guys, I don't want the community going against one another, being like, don't be simps. Essentially, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Is don't be simps to the game. Look out for yourselves. At the end of the day, they're not looking out for you. They're looking out for the bottom dollar, right? So I want us to be able to push back as a community and say, hey, guys, we know what's happening. And I said this in my video, it's 2024. I think we all understand how a gacha system works. Gachas are now a thing of a very commonplace thing in the mobile industry. Everybody understands how gachas works. If you're new to the gacha industry, welcome. You're now probably caught into, a web of non-stop gotching for the rest of your life, because gotchas are addictive, and with that addiction comes gambling addiction, and with that gambling addiction comes people who cannot live without that FOMO. And that's what I feel like this company is trying to do, is they're trying to put out a lot of content real fast so people feel like they don't want to miss out, so they're going to start paying for units, and it's a quick bang, like it's a quick buck for them, right? The problem is it fucks with people's mentality, right? And it's not a cool way to approach a game the success of this game isn't meant to be a quick. This is Jujutsu Kaisen, for God's sakes. This is one of the only Jujutsu Kaisen games on the market that are actually officially branded by the company who owns the IP. That's crazy to say. So instead of pushing content out as quick as you can, you should be rewarding players for joining, making a steady player base grow, and then allowing the game to mature, right? Because I don't think anybody here is racing to get to JP. Like, if people want to play JP, you go download JP. At this point, you can get a translator. The game is free to play. JP is way ahead. If anybody really wanted to catch up to JP, they would do that. Instead, make Global do something special. Make Global stand out somehow. Don't make it catch up. Make it feel like it deserves to be on its own. Instead, this happens to a lot of gacha games, especially from a global scale. Everybody from the East, when they're developers, they like to bring out stuff like this and then push all this extra content on making sure that global spends all their money, and they kind of screws us over, right? We just hit 8 million downloads, and we got 1,000 cubes, bro. That's not even a multi. That's a third of a multi. Are you kidding me right now? Guys, there's no reason to defend this. You can enjoy the game and still be critical. We need critical thinkers in this space. We need people who are going to stand up for the community in this space. We don't need people who are just going to blindly agree to whatever the devs do just because it's attached to an IP that they're in love with. It doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't get us anywhere as a community. We need to stand up to things like this. I want this game to succeed. Again, it's my channel, right? I make content for this game, for God's sakes. I was excited to make content for this game because what I saw in the Japanese version, I was excited for, but I didn't know what to expect in Global. And nor did I ever expect the JP version to equal what Global was going to do. So guys, it's you guys cannot, and I mean this. I mean, you can if you want to, but you're doing a disservice to your community if you are only focusing on being a sim for a game that doesn't deserve that kind of that kind of love, right? I enjoy the game. I'm still playing. I'm still making content for it, but I got to be realistic, and I'm going to be honest with all of you right now. And this is for anyone who watches this as a dev. If you are watching this, a lot of devs watch my content and they take feedback. I'm going to be real. If you make content for a game and you rush it, and then people don't get what they want from your game, especially early on, you're going to lose a big chunk of your player base. Not to mention, you're going to lose a lot of your spenders. My buddy who spent $500, Terrorizer, quit. He already quit. He told me yesterday he's quitting. I'm like, why are you quitting, bro? You literally just spent $500. He's like, you know why I'm quitting paying? He's like, I can't do this. He's like, I can't relive this process where he's like, he spent $250 to get a 200. He didn't even get one copy of the unit that he wanted. He had to go all the way to Pity, 250, 75,000 cubes to get a copy of a unit because there's no hard or soft Pity. That's insane. And I was like, bro, I don't blame you. And I told him in the beginning, like, you shouldn't be spending on this foolishness in the first place. This is the thing that you have to understand. When you support a game like this financially, right, you are allowing them to have that practice, right? And as a content creator, I'm different. I would support this game and I would benefit from it for tax reasons. I would benefit from it from getting views, etc. I'm not even doing that, and that's something I claim as a business expense. Because you know what, for me, it's like, if you have bad business practice, I don't care if it's only affecting me back then, but now that I'm more conscious of everything, now that I have a big community, I'm now a lot more like, you know what, if it affects everybody, I'm not going to support this, even if it's lucrative to me. So this is the kind of mindset I'm going through. So I'm sorry for all my other fellow content creators who are promoting this and saying it's a good thing. To me, it's not a good thing. And honestly, I can't see how this could be a good thing unless they turn around and they provide us a shitload of rewards to say, hey guys, you know what? We understand we're going really fast. We're trying to catch up. Here is X amount of summons to help you have a chance to get this character. We're not guaranteeing anything. Just be like, oh, you know what? Or we'll implement, and they're not going to do this. I know they're not going to. I'm not stupid. They're not going to ever implement a pity. Why would they, right? Because then they got to change the whole JP side of things, and they're a company that's more associated to that side of the world than they are ours. So this is not going to make a difference. I'm just making you guys aware as a community, you should be banding together about these kind of topics rather than going against each other. Seeing comments where the community is like torn about how they feel about this whole situation is kind of crazy to me. And I'll be real, if you're supporting this, to me, you're out of left field. Because like, no game, again, I've never played it. 15 years of gachaing, guys, I've never seen a game rush 3 banners in 1 week, bro. With the lack of resources, they've at least been like, yo, here's 30 summons, you know, try. And I don't care if you guys come back here and tell me, hey, Payne, you have the ability to start a new account and re-roll every single time, so it's okay. Bro, you actually want to re-roll every single time you don't get a character? Unreal. That, if I hear that shit again, I'm going to laugh at you guys. Anybody who's promoting that nonsense, you're crazy. Who the hell has that level of commitment and time to re-roll for every new character if they don't get it? That is crazy. That is crazy. Not to mention, everyone's saving for Utah, and now we're going to also have Gojo come out probably right after that, and then Sakuna come out, and then what? Then what? Y'all going to keep rolling every single time? Anyways, I don't want to be a negative Nancy over here, guys, but I don't like what I saw with the community kind of like going at each other's throats. One side saying one thing, the other one saying another. If you think this is okay practice, this is the game for you. Okay, I'm going to keep playing until I see what happens with Utah. I'm not spending a penny. That's my way of going against the system here. I'm not going to spend a penny. They probably don't even care about that, to be honest with you. I'm a content creator. To me, I think the bad practice needs to be owned up to, and I think as a community, we are the only ones that can make a difference here. And take that into consideration the next time you decide to, support a game, and if you plan to, say, oh, this is an okay practice, just really think about it, right? Really think about what's going on right now and let that play over. Now, again, I'm not saying that they can't make up for this. They can definitely look at all this and be like, you know what? Okay, we're going too fast. Let's give the community some rewards that will help them, catch up a little bit. I think that's a very smart, intelligent way to go about this. Until I see it, I don't believe it. So I'm hoping we see it, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I think we're just going to continue going on the same release schedule they have, and who knows? Who knows? If they turn things around, I'll be happily. I'll make a positive video, and I don't even think this is a negative video. This is just a real video. I don't want anybody to look at this and be like, Payne's being negative already. It's only been a week, bro. It's not being negative. I just know the system. I've been in this game long enough now to know where the mindset of a developer is, and I'm telling you now, guys, it's not in the place of, I want to look out for the community. It's in a place of, let's get everything, get out as fast as you can. Hopefully people spend a ton of money and we can make a shitload of money for the first week of release, because you know what happens? It's called the honeymoon phase. Every game goes through it. The early release of a game is always called the honeymoon phase. And then when the honeymoon phase is over, they lose money because their whales quit, people quit, and they're not making as much. So what do you do quickly? You bring out banners and hopefully you get that out there. So I just want to bring this up. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is a serious topic, guys. And as a community, I think we do need to band together. I'm not saying quit the game. That's far from what I'm saying. Keep playing the game. Just be mindful of how you support the game, because I think their business practice is fueled by your practice of spending. So if you plan to spend a lot of money, you're allowing them to do this. So I'm not saying don't whale. I'm saying be smart. Do what you want with your money. It's your money. I'm just giving you guys my advice on it. I'm an old ass dude who's played enough gachas in life and covers games. What do I know? That's all I gotta say. All right, guys. Payne, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.